Welcome back to a new episode. I want to make one. It was kind of weird timing. I should have done it for the finals, but it was just late at night and I was tired. So I figured I'd make one and kind of review everything. I decided it's going to be redemption season. I was a little irritated. I was passed over in a lot of different awards. I pretty much came second or third for like half these awards and didn't really win anything. So that, including the OHL championship, which I lost to the Flint Firebirds in 6 games. We had Brandon Clark go down with an injury game 2 of the OHL championship and kind of got destroyed after he was out. We came back and won a big game 5. I think we won 6-5 and we were down 3-2. But then we lost game 6, and so Flint had a really good team. They had Evan Vierling, and they had the best goalie in the game, 4-star Peyton Grainer, and then they had also Brandon Ottman on the wings. Those two, Ottman and Vierling, just dominated that. Vierling had a massive season. He was 6 foot 215 now in his 19-year-old season. Had like 100 points, and then won the Wayne Gretzky 99 award for MVP of the playoffs over Frasca. Probably would have won it if I won. He had a massive playoffs with a lot of points. So if you look at his game by game statistic, I guess they get eliminated because it's in the next season. Actually, sorry, but yeah, he had a huge year, and unfortunately, it was a little much to overcome in that finals without Brandon Clark. So we had the goaltender of the year was captured by the Kingston guy. I think my guy probably came third or so for that. Unfortunately, we also had Brandon Clark not win Defenseman of the Year. Jack Madier stole that from him, the big 20th overall pick from. In real life, he's a rookie for Ottawa 67's like big body. He's kind of a beast too. We lost. I didn't get the coaches awards or anything. We lost the league MVP. Frasca led the scoring title, but yeah, the league MVP went to Arnsby. Got that, I think, somewhere. Arnsby here, Red Tilson, league MVP. He had a big season. This was actually Brandon Clark's teammate in minor midget with the Don Mills Flyers. He had 112 points, which is insane. My guy got 57 goals for Frasca, but not quite the amount of assists as Arnsby. So Arnsby just turned into a monster in the game. He was actually projected top 5. He fell all the way to 28th. I don't know if that was just my scout or something, but yeah, he progressed like crazy. Actually, kind of the second fiddle to Akiri and Shane Wright in minor midget, but in the game, he's actually developed as good as Shane Wright has, and I think he's actually got higher ratings than Shane Wright. He's a year older though in the game. Actually, so anyways, he had a late birthday, so he did the 3 or 2. That's why he was in this draft. So yeah, he had 28 goals last year and stepped up in a big way and doubled his point output this year and just had a freakish year. So that they had a really good record too. My division was like the best of all time. Like the worst team in my division was 10 games above 500. So it's a pretty awesome year. So yeah, just in this episode, we're in the off season now. I decided my OAs are going to be Piercy, and then Tyson Forrester, and then Matt Shreddle, the defenseman. Shreddle had turned into more of a stay-at-home defenseman this year, so his stats don't look as good as the year before, but played pretty well. He just was more of a defense. This year, he's going to be the back to the offensive guy and probably be the main guy in the power play as the point man. He's got wicked passing and positioning on defense, and he's a big checker, so he's got a really good all-around game, good skater, and he's a good leader. So he'll probably get a letter this year, and he's going to be one of the studs of the team. We also have all our stud forwards back, so looking for a massive year offensively. If Shreddle can step up, be that power play quarterback, and put up a bunch of points to help the puck get up the ice there, because that's going to be the one kind of weakness is the defensemen are not good, not great. Sorry, they're okay, but they're not like don't have that elite top 4 guys or anything, so it's going to be a little difficult sometimes, I think, moving the puck. We do have Connor Cook so in the first line we'll have Shreddle as the offensive guy, and the second line defense will have Cook as the offensive guy. So Cook's got pretty nasty offensive stuff. He's got pretty much the exact same ratings offensively and skating wise as Shreddle. It's a little bit smaller, not as good defense, but I think with those two we should be okay. It's just unfortunately, I just wish we had a couple more guys that had maybe one more really good defenseman to play in that top 4. Trotter could definitely use an upgrade, but I mean, I kind of want to keep him around because he's only 18. He's going to be the main defenseman as a 19-year-old next season as an all-around guy. So I don't know. We'll see. I think I might make some trades there, but I think I'm just kind of overthinking it. When we get this far in the future, an 8 rated isn't too bad. A lot of teams, like their third, fourth defensemen, are like 4-2 rated. Like the ratings really drop off here. And as you can see on offense, I wanted to balance the lines. At first, I wanted to load that first line and do Frasca and Del Monte and Zarg together. But then I realized the more I thought about it, I want to keep the I want to have three really good lines. So I didn't want. I was gonna, and then I thought about having Pearson on the top line, the Swedish stud, on with Del Monte at left wing. But then I was like, you know what, we're gonna have three really good centers. Del Monte is just too good not to be at center at this level. His face-off ratings are too high to be on left wing with Rask at center. There was actually a game late in the season where I just happened to look at the box scores with the face-off stuff. Del Monte had 14 face-off wins and one face-off loss. So I was like, when you have a guy like that has 14 rated face-offs, you want him in the middle. And so then you want Frask on another line, and Pearson doesn't really play the wing. So I figured, I was like, you know what, screw it. We're going to probably end up going like 18, 18, 18, just have three heavy lines and not really even play that fourth line. Barely at all. That's a bunch of young guys. So what we'll do is we'll just have three nasty lines. The only thing is the big weakness that stands out if we're going to have a line playing 18 minutes a game is a 4-rated guy, but he also is a first-round pick last year, and he's going to progress quite a bit. He's got a lot of room growth, and him and Wernich are going to be like the main two forwards the year after. We're going to lose like everybody. We're going to lose Piercy, Forrester, and then probably Del Monte, Frasca, and Zarg. I don't think any of those guys will be back for their overage season. They're too good. And we're going to lose everybody except for Pearson will probably be back for an overage season. He'll be the star of the team next year, and then Duvarensky will probably be an OAN. He's got like 14 setup man stats, so I'll probably make him a setup man, and yeah, he'll be first line next year with Person, and then Wennerich will probably be the other guy. So, anyways, yeah, I pretty much lose everyone after this year, Shreddle, and then on the offensive side, and then we're gonna have all the young guys with the low ratings progressing coming up. So it's gonna be a big drop off after this year. It's definitely our year to pretty much win it all. Our team's absolutely loaded with forward talent. Having two lines just stacked. Wenrich is only 7 rated, but if you look at his stats, he's pretty nasty. He's actually my favorite draft pick from last season. I got him. He had a pretty nice year last year as a rookie, and he's got some nice stats. He's got 12 speed. He's got 12 hitting, and can puck handle. He's a really aggressive forward that can kind of like clear out for the scorers there. So I think he'll be the kind of forechecker there, and then we'll have Frasca and Forster doing their magic there as the playmaker and scorer. And then the first line, yeah, we'll get Del Monte as a setup man, Zarg as a scorer, and then Piercy's kind of the all-around guy, who's like a wicked all-around guy, probably one of the best in the league as a two-way forward. And then Pearson's a stud of scorer of the third line with Duvey here as the setup man. And then we'll have to see if we can upgrade the third guy there. But I might just stick with Kuhn. We'll see. That's definitely going to be a big question mark. And then, yeah, first, I really wanted to, last thing I want to go over is our draft here. As the draft shows here, I had a really, really tough decision for my first round pick. I ended up going with Kellerman. Are you going to sign him actually right now? I forgot. It's the start of the new year, so we can sign him. He's got wicked puck handling there. He was probably the best player left in the draft ratings wise, my scout said. He has high puck handling, and then he's a good all around offensive game. He's got really good defensive stats because the two low ones are the ones that don't matter if you look at it, like face offs as a winger and then shot blocking isn't as important. So all the important ones, positioning and defense, are, in my opinion, the two most important. He's got the highest in. He can hit really well. And then he's got good stamina. He's got really high speed. 11's really good for rookie in the future. That will get up to 13 or 14 and be like top of the league. This guy is really good. He's going to be actually, you know what? That'll probably be my third line right wing. I kind of forgot about that. So he'll probably replace Kuhn there, and he'll be the third line guy as a rookie. So he grew too. He grew from 6'6" since the draft. So that's wicked. I love that guy. That was a great pick. He also gained 5 pounds, which is cool. He was 6'182" a couple weeks ago. So yeah, so he's gonna be a beast. I think he's gonna be best friend of my team in a few years. I really like that pick. Second pick, I almost went with Baker the first pick. So when he was there, 10 picks later as a second round pick, I went with him because his offensive read was so nasty, and he was 6'2" and had a really good frame. So I figured he's gonna develop into a monster, like maybe 6'4" or 190, have really good offensive read, like 14, 15, hopefully in a couple years, and he has a really good defensive game too, and really good speed. So just a really good all-around player, and probably the most important category to have high rating and the offensive read of anything. So really liked his ratings. It was really close with that first pick because I didn't think Baker might be there with the second pick. So that first pick is really tough. I just went with Kellerman because he was such a good physical player, the high checking and the good strength and the high speed. So I just that kind of was what put him over the edge, but it was very close. So to get both those guys is unreal. Those are both going to be first line guys in a couple of years. Baker's not quite the passer, but he kind of makes up for it with the offensive read. But he has good puck handling, good shot, gets open, and screening's pretty decent for a rookie. So yeah, that guy I think will be pretty good first line winger. I think Kelman will be the star, and Baker will be like the setup man with. Actually, I don't know what the setup man with the low passing. We'll see. We'll figure out. Lots of time to grow. And then I went with the goalie. I almost went with the goalie in the first round because I was so worried. Like, there's a big drop off after this guy. And I didn't really need a goalie this year, but at the same time, with 3 second-round picks, it'd be a good year to get one and just have him waiting in the wings for a few years. He was really good rated, like pretty much the same ratings, if not even a tad better than the guy I took in the first round a couple years ago. And he's also 6'2". The other guy was like 5'8". So to have a guy like that to get in the second round when I had 3 second-round picks was kind of a no-brainer. The more I thought about it, just having he'll wait for a year or two and get signed as a 17-year-old and probably be the starter. So might even have him as the backup next year and not bring back these Swedish guys and overager. And then we have, weirdly enough, he actually has the exact same name. I didn't notice during the draft till after the draft. It kind of confused me. So that is awesome. I'm going to pretend they're brothers. We got Devin Kellerman. So this guy's a center. He's got really nice agility and acceleration, and he's got really good defensive ratings and positioning defensive read, like I talked about earlier. My opinion, the 2 most important ones. And then he's got a really good rounded offensive game. Just doesn't have one category like super stands out. But if you look at the 2 highest are the kind of the scoring categories. So he's more of a scorer than a setup man. So he'll kind of be like a scoring guy with getting open, screening. As you can see, like he'll be probably decent rated as a rookie when he plays. Like he won't play this year, I mean, but when he comes up as a 17-year-old, he'll probably play next year and be a pretty good rated guy on the 4th line because he can play defense pretty well. So, and he has pretty good face-offs and stuff. So yeah, I really liked him at center. Hopefully he can grow a little bit and be like 5'11", 200 pounds or something. So I think he's got some things to look forward to. He's a tad lower rated than some of the guys I could have got, but I really want a center because I already had a couple of wingers. So I figure maybe those 3 guys can form one line in the future. We'll have Kellerman and Baker and the other Kellerman. So I think maybe these 2 guys are definitely probably a tad better, but I mean, he could develop pretty well. Took another center after that in the 3rd round. We have this guy had wicked puck handling, and he's 6'3", and just had a really balanced 8 overall in almost every category. I almost took him ahead of the other center. They were pretty close too. So I just liked the other guy because he was more of a scorer, and I have a lot of setup man. It's harder to find scorers in this game, I find. So anyways, I like them both, so I was really excited to get both of those guys. This draft was awesome. Having those 3 second-round picks, you just get so much talent. This guy felt like crazy. I almost considered him the second for one of my picks because I liked his size, and then also he is a scorer and good passer, so he actually had a lot of tools that I liked, and he just kept falling. I almost took him with like all 3 second-round picks because he was always like the 2nd or 3rd option, and then when I saw him in the round after that, I was like, holy smokes. He wasn't a great offensive reader. A couple of categories are kind of low in strength and stuff, but if you look at him closely, he's got pretty good defense. He's got 11 and 9 in those 2 important categories and decent in everything else. And then he's got really good passing, puck handling, so he's a really skilled offensive player. Just because of a lot of tools at good size, so that was a little bit too much to pass up in the 4th round for sure. And then I just, after that, took 4 defensemen. I got some really good big frame guys. I took one small guy with right-hand shot because those are pretty valuable, and he's got some wicked defensive ratings. Just wasn't great at any one thing. He wasn't very fast and big, but he's got some nice game to him and pretty good for, like a 5th round pick. I think this guy will be able to play definitely in a couple of years, and it's rare to find those right-hand shots, so definitely be a guy that starts for a couple of years. And I actually found him in the 6th round. And then I got a big 6'5", 170 guy that's more of just a big dude to grow into his body. He fell this far. The closer I looked at him, and he's almost like a 2nd or 3rd round talent. Guy that's going to be like 6'5", 220, 200 pounds, and has huge ratings on all the important defensive stuff. Also has wicked strength, and puck handling is pretty good for a big guy. So he's got a lot of tools that I like. So I think that guy might even play as a rookie and be my like 7th defenseman, just because he's got pretty good defense and size. So I think he'd be a wicked guy. I'm really interested to see how he turns out. So that was another awesome pick. I'm in love with this draft. The more I think about it, and then I got this another 6'5" guy who's way more project than the other guy. Just another guy that potentially could grow into his body if he has a couple of big progressions, but probably won't ever be an OHL type guy, but we'll see. And then the last round, I just took another weird guy, 6'4", with strength stood out to me in that round, and a lot of projectability with a 6'4", 160 frame. So I don't think he'll really ever play for me. A couple of big progressions, and he's a guy that might turn out to be a pretty good player. So, but yeah, those last 3 picks are really just based off size. But Hickey actually is really good. So having those 2 defensemen, and then all the rest are forwards, and then next year, because the reason I went like pretty much all forwards is if you look, my defense is really young. Shreddle's an overager, but then Trotter's 18, Cook's in his last year 19, Ride's 19, but he's going to be an OA the next year, and then Coghill and Carlson are both 17, and then I have another couple young guys that haven't been signed yet. Like Clark's going to be an absolute stud. He was a rookie last year. He's going to a 17 age season. He's 6'2", 170. He's got some really nice passing stats as a 6'2" guy and stuff. So he'll grow into a pretty solid player. So yeah, I have a couple guys, and then guys from the draft last year. So yeah, that's my team. Oh yeah, here's my goalie stats from last year, by the way. 890, 30 wins. He was actually second team All-Star in the league. Pretty cool. So he'll be the starter this year, and we'll decide if we're going to bring him back as an overager next year. But I don't think so. I think probably going to end up starting Sid Yock. Sid Yock had almost as good as stats last year, actually. He was 16-7 with an 875 save percentage and has pretty much like 9, 10 every category. He probably start next year as a 19-year-old. He's going into his 18-year-old season now. So I think there's no point. I don't know. This guy's quite a bit better, though. So yeah, it might be worth bringing him back as an OA. We'll see. But not too often do Swedish guys come back as OAs. They usually go back and play pro over there. So anyways, that's it for this episode. And I guess just in case you happen to want to look at the stats of Frasco, I'll show you quickly at the end here. 57 goals with his legendary chemistry with his brother. That was amazing. And then Del Monte had 22 goals, 69 assists. First line, 91-point guy as a 18-year-old, so he's going to have a monster year this season. He's got excellent chemistry with both of his line mates, Piercy and Zagreski. So, and then the power play Forster will probably be on there too. So the power play is just going to be disgusting this year because we're going to have Frasca's first line center, Del Monte will be a left winger on the power play, and then we'll have Zarg, and then we'll probably have Shreddle, and then the last person will either be Piercy playing the left point, or we'll have Forster. Probably Forster on there because he's a better passer. And Pearson will be on the second line power play center, and then we'll have Forster. Piercy will be on that left wing, and then probably have a couple other guys on there that are doing pretty well. Cook's a pretty good power play guy because he's got good passing. So anyways, that first line power play is just absolutely disgusting. Pretty much the same as this year with Del Monte, Frasca, and Zarg. So, and I didn't show you Zarg's stats either. Zargaski had 34 goals. All right, that's it for this episode.